Any signed books. I had a situation where I have to leave at 5 and get to an airport, and life happens and emergencies happen, and we've got to deal with that stuff. I get more and more overwhelmed as this whole process goes for me. I'm really a simple guy. I know some of you guys see me like, or love the band or the music and stuff, and it makes this bigger thing, but really I'm just a guy like like everybody else, and stumbled into writing about 3.5 years ago for the Seattle Weekly, and then picked up another column for Playboy, and suddenly I was a columnist. I had 2 columns, and I found I could articulate my thoughts and whatnot much better in the written word than I ever could talking about it. And it became this journey, and I started writing these side stories from the column. They weren't quite right for the Seattle Weekly. They were a little too telling and too dark or too something. And I wrote these stories, and they became what eventually is It's So Easy and Other Lies. And it really was a journey for me to find my truth in my journey thus far. And some of you read it. You know, it's not a dirt book. It's not, hey, that guy. Hey, that fucking Axel, you know, it's none of that stuff. It's none of that. It's really like, what's my part in my life? And, you know, we all like to look in our life. I think we just go forward. A lot of us have kids and whatnot. Your life's just busy. You got bands or work and whatever. But we have these rear view mirrors I found writing this book. One's on the left, you know, it's all the bad shit, you know. It was always some other motherfucker's fault, right? Because we're going forward. You don't deal with it. And then on the right side, all the good stuff, you had everything to do with, right? And when I started writing this book, these mirrors started to mesh. And maybe I had something to do with the bad stuff. And maybe I had something to do with the good stuff, too. And so I got to kind of the truth of it. It was really interesting, kind of sometimes brutal process. But I did it. And they're the words that I wrote, and some of them are poetic, and some of them, you're probably going, God, I can't believe Duff wrote that. That's the worst sentence I've ever written. read. So I want to just kind of say, anybody has that burning question? I've got a little bit of time. That burning question, Compton.
Later on, whisper into my ear who that newscaster was.
Who? The newscaster?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's a I said, I kept it nice. I didn't name who it was in the book, right? An anchor on a news station here during then. Yeah. Yeah. She was. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't talk about sex and girls and stuff because who cares? You know, like. It's not a kiss and tell type of thing. It's not the kind of guy I am. But, you know, it's kind of fun to allude to some things here and there.
I trusted her, man, with my news.
She was good news. Oh, man, I go to her place, she had pictures like her and Reagan and just Jackson and stuff. I'm like, wow, yeah. I know you.
You just need a real man, huh?
Yeah, that's what it was. A real drunk man. Yeah?
When I was reading the book,
when
I was wondering why Steven Adler didn't really get involved with the Velvet Revolver stuff when you were getting that together. What happened there?
When he was reading the book, he was wondering why Steven Adler wasn't involved with the genesis of Velvet Revolver.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so that was about 2003, 2002. And Steven was... I don't think we wanted to... The idea wasn't to have some phoenix rising out of the ash of GNR.
Right.
There's Slash and I.
Yeah.
And then Matt, and we played this benefit show. It was really this simple thing that we played a benefit show up here.
For Randy Castillo.
Yeah, for Randy Castillo. Yeah. And so there was the 3 of us. And we played it. It felt so good. Yeah. That's those things leave you musically. You know, if you ever do something for the money, anything, music, but I think mainly art. If you do it for the money, you're going to get into trouble. And we didn't do it for the money. We just did it because it felt good. And we just started writing woodshedding songs. And so that was it. It was nothing a diss on Steven or anything.
Oh, I was just curious.
No, that was it.
Yeah.
That's the
Thank you.
explanation. And I have the added benefit of the truth, so that's great when you tell stories. And it's truthful. You know?
Velvet Revolver just did that show at the House of Blues, and it didn't look like you guys were really talking to Scott or
to Scott. Okay, she said we played the House of Blues. Sorry, and she said it didn't seem like we were communicating on stage with Scott. I don't know about that. We didn't rehearse. It was really such a heavy. We knew the guy who died. I think that was the last thing on our mind, like how we were going to be perceived by the public. We really came on to add some weight to the thing. We knew people would. It all just kind of happened, like, and they got Sheryl Crow and stuff. VR getting back together. That people would buy tickets, and honestly, we were looking for people who would buy tickets. So it could go to this guy's wife. I don't know if you saw her. She's pregnant, and she has a little one. So, and her husband's gone. So, if it didn't look like we were connecting, probably because we weren't. We hadn't played together for a couple of years. I don't know, 2 years.
Yeah, it's better.
So that was it. And there was no. I mean, I saw Scott. I was really glad to see him, and I pulled for that guy. And I said it in the book too. I mean, I pulled for that guy, and. So there was no, like, it wasn't a middle school, like, diss, like, let's leave that guy out. It just wasn't. If it came off that way, that sucks. Yeah. There was a hand there, yeah?
Hey, Duff.
Hey.
Congratulations on Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
And,
yeah. I'm still looking for the stats they were using for that, because it's not ERA or...
my question for you is...
Wait, RBI, ERA.
What's your thought on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and what should we expect?
What's my thought on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? What should you expect? I don't know what to expect. Music has never been a competitive sport, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was always for those older guys. Like, hey, Temptations, right on. Hey, the Stones, And it came onto my radar about 5 years ago when VR inducted Van Halen, and that thing went left. I don't know if anybody saw that thing. We were left holding this bag of like, oh shit. So Slash and I did some press there in New York for that rock, and some press guy said, "So are you guys gonna not show up like them when you guys are eligible in 5 years?" 5 years? What are you talking about? So it came onto my radar. 5 years of this. So it's not like getting awards doesn't mean a ton to me. It's a connection with the audience, and it's a connection that primal thing. It's always been about that. It's an honor that I know people are psyched because it's their band got in. Their band, their guys.
Yeah.
So then I'm honored. That's what it means to me. That's why I'm going to show up. It's not. I don't know who's in who. It's like 30 lawyers from New York who are like, who cares about them? Oh, you deemed us the thing this year. Thanks. Those are the people we hate, not hate. Hate's a strong word. But they're, So, but thanks. Congratulations. I'll take it. Yes, thanks.
Yeah. Does the band have any say about which members of GNR get in, or is that...
The band has no say. No, it's a whole separate thing. It was present. There was nobody showed up at my house. I thought, you think like a guy would show up with like a white gloves and an envelope, like a velvet covered envelope or something. But there was none of that. I found out like some friend of mine saw it on the internet. Hey, dude, you're nominated for the Hall of Fame. There was no call. There was no email. That was it. It was kind of, But then I did get a call, and from a guy who's like on that 30 lawyers in New York, and I said, so okay, well, who is it? Who are the members? 25 years ago, that's what they go from. Okay, it's the Appetite guys. He said, yeah, it's the Appetite guys, and then because Matt was such a big part and played on Use Your Illusions and all the songs, we're gonna have Matt. Oh, okay, and Dizzy because he played on Use Your Illusions. So that was it. There was no discussion. I couldn't go, fuck that guy. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. You get my meaning. So it's already set. they don't want to have. I think they probably run into that before, and so they just, this is what it is, and that's what it is.
For the Fusion show the night before, are you going